What is Azerite?
What is the Heart of Azeroth?
All things we're going to dive into in this video, and we are coming off BlizzCon 2017, and they've announced the Battle for Azeroth, the newest expansion for World of Warcraft, and the Heart of Azeroth and Azerite are the key component that ties every feature and everything together.
So, we all remember artifact weapons, we all love them. The Heart of Azeroth is essentially the replacement for that. It's a new necklace you wear that you will level up throughout the course of the expansion, and it unlocks a whole slew of new features for World of Warcraft and your character's progression.
And so, how do you get this Heart of Azeroth? Well, in the beginning of the expansion, Magni Bronzebeard is the voice of Azeroth, and he's going to call you to Silithus, and he is going to give you the Heart of Azeroth. And why is he going to give it to you? Well, because Azeroth's lifeblood, as we found out with all the spoilers of Sargeras at the end of Legion, the lifeblood of Azeroth is spilling out and seeping up all over the world in the form of this new substance called Azerite. And every faction's after it because whoever has the most is going to win the war. And so Magni is like, hero of Azeroth, you're the only one who maybe understands this. We got bigger fish to fry. And the Heart of Azeroth will collect Azerite as it comes in contact with it and power up this artifact necklace. Now, one of the big things that was pointed out during the BlizzCon presentation is that there's nothing that goes in your bags, and there's nothing you have to click on this time. You're not going to fill your bag up with Azerite or artifact power, so to say. You come in contact with it for killing a dungeon boss, it automatically collects the Azerite. You do a world quest, you automatically collect the Azerite. You do PvP, you do,
Warfronts, Islands Expeditions.
Thank you, Sage. I was having a problem there.
Oh, I got you back.
Thank you, brother. And you automatically collect this Azerite, and the necklace powers up. It grows in stats, it grows with you. But the big thing about it is, the necklace itself doesn't have like a skill tree like the artifact weapons did.
No, instead, as it levels up, you will be able to upgrade your armor. And they have a working system with it. They're probably going to polish it up. But you go into, say, your helmet, and you'll have 3 different rings in your helmet. Say you have 15 Azerite level on your Heart of Azeroth, you'll have the first 2 rings. Then you get to level 20 with it, you might unlock ring number 3. And as Blizzard pointed out, they don't want there to be an obvious choice on what to pick for each ring, because each ring's going to have its own options. It's not going to be like, oh, I could get 20% extra damage on my lightning bolts, or I could level up my fishing 20 levels.
It's not going to be a blatant choice between the two. Now, obviously, when you get into the community and they start simming stuff and all those other things, yes, there is going to be choices that are better than other ones. But Blizzard said they wanted the choices on each level of the armor that you upgrade with the Heart of Azeroth, the necklace, to be a choice between, do I want to move faster out of fire, or do I want to increase my cooldown capability to be able to stand in fire or take big hits? And so then you choose, get out of fire, be able to deal with fire. And your chest, your shoulders, and your helmet is what was displayed, and should be playing in this video as we're talking here, as 3 armor areas right now, this is all subject to change, that will have those upgradable talent systems put into them. So as you upgrade the Heart of Azeroth, you allow the ability to upgrade your armor. And I think it's cool because getting a new piece of armor never hurts you.
Yeah.
You get a new piece, you can automatically unlock those different talents on that piece, and you're not sitting there waiting to re-level that up or anything like that. The necklace controls all of these gameplay mechanics.
Yeah, the Heart of Azeroth is the core mechanic of this. The armor itself just relates back to this, so you're not just resetting back to square one every single time.
The other thing that it kind of brings up is that weapon drops most potentially are going to be a thing again, because we have an artifact necklace. There won't be necklace drops now in this expansion. But because we're handing in the artifact weapons at some point, we're all going to have weapon drops again. But there will be no necklaces. Jewel crafters will not be making necklaces. There'll be a bit of a gap to fill in there. It was not revealed whether these necklaces have sockets. It was not revealed whether the Heart of Azeroth has a primary stat like strength or agility or intellect. It was not revealed if it's going to follow the same jewelry model that we already have in-game, where it's just stamina and secondary stats. None of that was actually talked about. It was just a systems piece to allow us, the players, to see what we're going to look forward to with an ever-growing experience. And I, for one, am glad that they did put something in. Because the artifact weapons, well, some people said, oh, the AP grind and all this other stuff, it was very linear after you got done with the initial choices. It was still something that allowed your character to grow no matter what you were doing.
Yeah, and I think this is a jumping off point from that. Now, think about this. You'll have your tier armor with its tier bonuses, but then on top of that, with your Heart of Azeroth, your Azerite, you can tailor your tier set to your playstyle.
Exactly. And that's a huge deal to bring up, Sage. Like, the fact that sometimes we get tier set bonuses, tier 20, Demon Hunter, that we maybe don't really like when they're initially announced or even when they are implemented. Well, now you can tailor those pieces still towards your playstyle and the talents you use because of the Heart of Azeroth allowing those options to come. So it doesn't fix everything inside of the game, but it still gives us something to push our character forward to, give us a reason to always be doing something, and allows us to customize our character still in maybe even a more meaningful way than before, whereas some of the legendaries in this expansion in Legion, it was the obvious choice. You used it. If you didn't use it, you didn't have better throughput. Whereas with the Heart of Azeroth, it seems like the developers, at least in their initial presentation here, we don't want there to always be a clear-cut choice on just throughput. We want you to be able to custom it to your playstyle and your specs.
Yeah, and you might find out that, oh, this choice and this choice are great for this kind of boss, but, you know, in a council fight, I really would rather have these.
Yep. Versus a DPS race or a fight of attrition.
Yeah.
Sometimes. And different raid encounters require different, strategies. Now, obviously, all of us don't always use a tome and respec every talent and change out every legendary, but some players do for that maximum efficiency. And now we've got an armor system that says, hey, this is what you've got to do there. It was not, I don't believe it was clearly said one way or another that once you make a choice, you're locked into that choice, or vice versa, that you can just lock in and never be able to change. I didn't hear that in the presentation.
I don't think that ever got brought up. It would be a question worth asking Blizzard.
Absolutely. And maybe it's a system where you can change your choices, but I would assume that once you make that choice, it's kind of a permanent choice on that piece of armor.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see on that one.
Absolutely. Let us know your thoughts down below about the Heart of Azeroth, your new necklace that's going to be going with you everywhere throughout the Battle for Azeroth expansion. Let us know what you think. Is this a cool system? Is this a good replacement for the artifact weapon? Do you like the idea of always pushing forward and having some new goal? Or are you one of those people that were just against the AP grind and maybe how it was set up? And maybe we'll see if Azerite's kind of a different system that plays out a little different than the linear progression of the end artifact weapons.
Exactly. We'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. And if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
And share with a friend.